Another key term is decisive terrain. Decisive terrain is key terrain that has an extraordinary impact on the mission. Decisive terrain is relatively rare and will not be present in every situation. To designate terrain as decisive is to recognize that the successful accomplishment of the mission, whether offensive or defensive, depends on seizing or retaining this terrain. The commander designates decisive terrain to communicate its importance in the concept of operation. In battlefield resume methodology, decisive terrain from your perspective is the top half of the first page of your resume. It is the most crucial element of your resume. It is, from your perspective, decisive terrain. The challenge is you must also look at what is decisive terrain from the enemy's perspective. Where's the decisive terrain in the vacancy announcement? Because you know the enemy wrote the vacancy. There are key elements in that vacancy that are critical. They're decisive for that hiring manager. Similarly, there are decisive areas through your resume that when the hiring manager reviews your resume, there's certain things that they will be looking at or looking for. Those are decisive terrain. Another term is direction of attack. So under the joint publication 1-2, direction of attack is described as a specific direction or route that the main attack or center of mass of the unit will follow. The unit is restricted, required to attack as indicated, and is not normally allowed to bypass the enemy. The direction of attack is used primarily in counterattacks or to ensure that supporting attacks make maximum contribution to the main attack. It's normally used at battalion or lower levels. The direction of attack is a more restrictive control measure than let's say the axis of advance or the units that are not free to maneuver off the assigned route. It usually is associated with infantry units conducting night attacks or units involved in limited visibility operations and in counterattacks. In battlefield resume methodology, your direction of attack focuses on the step-by-step objectives that you must take. Your direction of attack is graphically depicted as the direction you head in accomplishing objective 1, 2, 3, and so on sequentially to complete your resume. Again, the direction of attack is a specific direction that the main attack on the main body of a force that will follow. An example of direction of attack in battlefield resume methodology is when a hiring manager writes a vacancy announcement, and oftentimes they will start from the top and describe the position that needs filled. Then they'll move their way down the page of the applicant requirements. However, as the applicant, your direction of attack should be from the bottom of the vacancy upward. This ensures that you read the vacancy requirements first to confirm that you are qualified for the position prior to applying for the position.